Really annoying how I managed to basically my whole computer decided to die during the most important bit, I suppose, which is the bit where it has about a half an hour credits, and it died on me. That's so frustrating. Um, I don't know what it's done. Do I miss it? Do I not have it anymore? Doesn't matter. Oh, that's ideal.
I'm going to where the sun burns in.
Suppose this is the final bit again.
Come and lay by my side, right here.
I don't know where it goes to now. Oh, it goes back to the beginning. Okay, so this is about a half an hour thing, so I can go over. I can dedicate this finally, I suppose, to the last bit of this. I won't be streaming this again. I know this is part 14, but this is the final part of it, so gonna pretty much just go through. I think anything that I've mentioned before that's relevant. Generally, it's hard. It's 9 out of 10. As I said, 9 out of 10. And I'm really hoping, I think he says hopefully, that there is a what do you call it? There is a
the buzzing thing and the choking. I can't stay no more.
I hope when people think about very, very good games, this has to be up there with with at least one, as one of them. It has to be up there. I don't know if it has the same cult following. I think it does have quite a few people who really like this game. There is a great swell of support for this game generally. I think it keeps being critically acclaimed. I mean, I just have to. I can easily just go on to Steam at the moment, which is basically how I found out about it. And
I can't stay no more. Come and lay by my side.
I can read some of the most helpful reviews. I played games since the 90s, and no other game gave me such a great emotional roller coaster ride as Red Dead Redemption 2. It's not just a game, it's a 10-season Western HBO series show that you interact and engage with. And here's another one. For the love of God, please remaster. Maybe. Actually, I could get that. Remaster Red Dead Redemption 1, because there's so many things we would have loved to have seen RD1. Here's another one. Things we learned playing this game. A bad man can turn into a good man. It's never too late for redemption. Be loyal to what matters. Revenge is a fool's game. You can't do bad things and expect to have a good life. There is no shame looking for a better world. Life is full of pain, but there is also love and beauty. We can't change what's done. We can only move on. No one could ever find Gavin. No, we really could never find Gavin. Mr. Morgan is a good man. Dutch always had a shit plan. Thank you, Arthur Morgan. Many people who played this game inspire you to finish your own life on a high honor. Couple of yeehaws. A week ago, I was diagnosed with a terminal illness. Oh my god! And doctors gave me a year at best. I'm so glad I was able to play this masterpiece before I go. This can't be true. I don't know how many people will see this, but I recommend you to buy this game if you do see it. Gameplay, atmosphere, graphics, story, even is masterfully crafted. Thank you, Rockstar, for your game. I really hope that's not true.
Place in this old world. Cruel, cruel world, must I go on?
About And there's another one about this game. All I can say is Rockstar is Michelangelo of the gaming world, and Red Dead Redemption 2 is David. Just pure perfection. Another one, I'm a 45-year-old father, probably one of the oldest people playing this game. I'm a single father to my son who's 14 now. My son got his game for Christmas in 2022 from his uncle. So we installed it on his computer and he started playing. By the end of the week, he had 24 hours on the game. This was horrible for me, as it was already hard for me to find ways to spend time with my son, as he's always out with his friends or just watching YouTube. So I decided to make a Steam account and get this game to see if I could maybe play alongside him. Loaded into the game, picked my character and world and started playing, but I was stuck on what you were supposed to do. I asked my son for help and hosted a game for me to join. I loved it. It was the best game I'd spent with my son since my wife had died. This game has ever since brought me and my son closer again. We have now spent time outside the house together as well. This game reminded me there's so much fun to be had in everything. It has brought both of us into so many happy memories. That's one for the online one, I suppose. This game breaks your psychology. I couldn't come to my sense for a while because my horse died badly. I argued with my family to buy me a horse. They think I'm crazy. Is another one. There is a lot to tell. Excellent plot, get your atmosphere, shoot it out. There is a lot to tell about this game. I don't want to write a monotonous drama for half a page, so just a couple of words. Red Dead Redemption 2 is a game worth playing, which is worth the money. I'm not going to say what a great atmosphere there is, nice picture and more of it. Just try it. You need to feel it yourself. This is not a game that you can run through by shooting everything in a few hours. That's true. This game can be studied for hours. The game has so many interesting secret places, random moments, especially mystical. I don't know about that one. I will not describe everything in detail. It would be a big spoiler for everyone. So the plot is only half of the game. I would agree to a big extent in that sense, I think. Most helpful of all time. Here's one from 1st of June 2022. The only bad thing about the story is the emptiness you feel as soon as it ends. I'm getting that. First chapter, Yeehaw, I'm a Cowboy. Last chapter, Red Dead Depression. In all seriousness, one of the greatest games ever made. I've played a lot of games for a long time. This one is most impressive. Being a 57-year-old man, that grew up in the days of cowboys and Indian movies, shows. I tell you, if we had this to play as well as those times, we would never have died and be just as popular today. I thought I knew a lot about our great country and the animal and bird life as well as plant life here, but this game has taught me even more, as well as appreciation for what we have and the beauty that needs to be explored. This is the first Red Dead game I have played, and I just started playing it for a few days ago, and I can hardly stop each day. I can't wait to get back to it, and the best compliment I can offer and beyond is what I've already mentioned.
See the fire in your eyes. See the fire in your eyes.
So many of these. There's so many good ones. There are a pill I can eat to forget everything because I would eat it to play this game again. I agree with that sentiment. That I would love to play this game again, but I would have to forget everything. As in, I wouldn't want to go like, oh, here comes the bit where blah 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 blah. Because quite frankly, I think that would ruin it. I think that it does ruin it, knowing it. And I'm so glad, so glad I managed to avoid so many spoilers. I noticed there were a couple that popped in that I couldn't hide away from, I suppose. But yeah, I've played games since the 90s and no one gave me such emotional roller coaster. Yeah, that's already done that one. Grandpa used to love westerns. Arthur Morgan looks like my grandpa. I wish my grandpa could play this. I am old in the way, but I have been waiting for the Great Western massive multiplayer online. I just can't. I can't get on the online one. But anyway, don't buy it for the multiplayer. Buy for the single player. Yup. The only crime Arthur is guilty of is stealing my heart. Yep, that's a good one too. You, sir, are a fish. Arthur Morgan. Best quote ever. Some of these are very good ones. I cried, you cried, we all cried. I'm just reading more reviews at this moment in time. Oh, I like this one. This game teaches us something very important. It's never too late to be a good person, and you can always seek for redemption. It's perfect every single way. One of the best for sure. I love you, Arthur Morgan. Gosh, some of these are brilliant quotes. The story is legendary. Online is a scam. I will totally agree with that one. Boys can't stop talking about GTA 6, but real men deserve a Red Dead Redemption 3. The story, character development, dialogues, and environment, all compiled in the cutscenes, are much better than 95% of all Netflix TV shows of this decade. I agree, totally. Too bad we won't see Red Dead Redemption 3 until like 2030-ish. I don't think there should be another game. I might disagree. I think in terms of the detail, in terms of this kind of stuff, I think it would be nice. I think it would be great. But people would just go and wait for another Arthur Morgan. You won't get that, okay? I think I just can't get over the fact that I know that I've lost out by not playing Red Dead 1. I know that for a fact. I know that. And yeah, I know that, and I think you can't. I don't think there would be an RD3. I don't think, as I said, I don't think there should be. And I very rarely say that. A lot of the times, in the best books I've read, all films, I've always thought, oh, please there be another one. Carry on the story. But I don't think it can. One, because the best person is dead. But also because I don't think you could improve on that. I generally don't think you could improve on that. I know, as I said, I gave it the 9 out of 10 because it was just relentless depression all the time. But in a way, good, but I wouldn't want that all over again. That being said, once I got the game working, it was a masterpiece. The story had a story that choked me up at certain points, but it still delivers on its promise. Horse riding, gun shooting, cowboy action. I would put this up with the original Bioshock as games that could be literature. Yep. And it's a shame in that way. It's a shame that ultimately, maybe it'll change some point in time, but video games do get that sort of, oh, but look, it's just a video game. But it's a story. It's a really well-written story, and with brilliant characters, brilliant voice acting. Oh God, Jesus, amazing in that sense. Oh, I don't know. I think so. Oh, this is very sweet because this is the butcher who's now in a store and. Yeah, I know we got from this in the previous bit. Yeah, I think they would like it. I think they should be aware. I think they are aware. I'm sure they do because the reviews are insane for lots and lots of these. There's no game in the world which has such a great impact on me. Story, comedy, drama, action, thriller, horror, everything is in there. Not to mention the pure realism of the world. Realism is just insane in this. Followed game mechanics, followed by amazing and touching music. Oh God, the music. Whoa! I have to say the music, which didn't ever once get like sort of promotionally It was always on point, absolutely on point, I'd say. Soul-touching music, yeah. By the end, I was so attached to the main character, I just felt grief and gratitude for living that life. Oh, that inevitably had to end. Yeah, it was like losing a good friend, and it kept me sad for days after I finished the game. I can appreciate any other open world games the same anymore. I played games since '99, and this is by far the best one I've experienced. Oh, is it the best one I've experienced? No, I still can't say it's the best one. I really, really can't. Quite simply because of Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I think there's no game that is better than that one. I think that was just too good. I think personally. But this has to be number 2. This has to be number 2. And that's saying something, because I love Bioshock 1, I love Bioshock Infinite. Bioshock Infinite was a brilliant game, but this has to go at a close second to the first one I meant. Absolutely. For all the reasons that people have mentioned. Okay, this game, I'm honestly at a loss for words. It's so good, better than I expected. I don't even know where to start. We'll start with the story. What a ride. It's such a well-written story, and it's honestly really touching. You view the world through the eyes of an outlaw whose beliefs and visions change up the story, which, as I said, is probably one of the best parts of it. Talk about a character arc, yeah. The protagonist of the main story, Arthur Morgan, is hands down one of gaming's best protagonists. He's such a well-written character with flaws and all, and we love it when there are flaws in the character. One of the reasons why people fell out of love with Superman back in the 80s was because he was just, he was indestructible. As soon as you introduce Kryptonite, everyone loved Superman again. Yeah, Sadie leaving. So she was all better. This is definitely one of Rockstar's best story games yet. They did a great job, and the graphics are beautiful, just beautiful. Yep, they're gorgeous, stunning, any other similar adjective to beautiful you can think of. The graphics are just magnificent. All you have to do is Google pictures of the game and you see what I mean. The open world is also so immersive. It is. The environments portrayed by each part of the map, the rival gangs, the attention to detail, the little things that add to make the game such an improvement since the original Red Dead Redemption. The epilogue story is also really good, with a very satisfying ending. Honestly, one of the best and most realistic video games that is out there currently. It's such a good game, and I'm so glad that I got it. Yeah, again, I could go on, and I'd love to go on. I love reading some of these things, because they really are touching. They're touching it. Again, it's just showing just how many people feel touched by this. Here's another one. This is an absolute masterpiece of a game by Rockstar Games. The game is slow paced as it should be, with very slow pace, but perfect. And that, I think it's almost good that they are. With so many characters, so much development of the characters as you go along the story. The game looks absolutely gorgeous, beautiful. Sometimes you just forget that what you were supposed to do, as in just gaze at the scenery, which you'll find plenty. Beware, you might get attached to the characters, and that will make your feelings twirl. Gotta admit, I haven't played a better game than this. Everything from gameplay, graphics, story, music is just perfect. 10 out of 10 for me, and also must play. I'm definitely gonna write a review. I barely ever write reviews, and there's no point. There's so many reviews, and there are, I think, 330 or 340,000 reviews for this game. Okay, I'll read this last one, and then I'm gonna write my own one, and I'll tell you what it is. The game was an extraordinary experience for me, particularly the story mode. Yep, from the beginning I was drawn right into oh. That's Edith. Not Edith, that's Mary. And that's where Arthur is buried. God, that hits you right in the solar plexus, doesn't it? From the very beginning, I was drawn right into the game. It was like being an interactive cinematic film. You felt so involved. It was one of the best fun I've ever had. Was one of the best fun I've ever had in quite a long time, as far as how a game can leave a lasting impact. The graphics are beautiful and very picturesque. The voice acting was brilliant, and the cast was very believable. Yep. While playing it, I didn't want to leave and wanted to keep on playing because for me it was that good. Luckily, I didn't have too many issues with crashes. I got them a handful of times while playing through the story mode. The game comes with Steam achievements too, which is great. The game also has an online side of it, but the online, as much as it was fun playing with a good friend, lacked content. Yeah, it really does. It online has many issues, lots of disconnection from session, blah 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 blah. The cancel is so glitchy. Yeah. Yeah, so I think that's just generally it for that one. I should try to find another pretty one. Really? That's quite a good one. Did notice that one. He's no longer on the run. How about this one? This is one of the best games. This is by Bruno X Mega. This is one of the best games I've ever played. The graphics are stunning with extreme details. For example, your character's pupils will dilate in darker environments. Horses will shrink in cold weather. Walking in snow and mud makes footprints. If you hit someone, you may see them with a bandage around their head on the day after. Yep, that kind of attention to detail shines through the whole game. The environment is living, breathing life. This is not only NPCs. You can see the birds picking up fish, dogs playing in the mud, and even eagles hunting rabbits. Yeah, the environment and the people are different depending on which state you're in. The story is extremely well written. There is indeed a few undeveloped characters, a couple, but overall it's just amazing. It's long, it's complex, and there are many ways to interact with the people in the story outside of the story itself. Sort of, you really get to know all the characters. The game's ending was very emotional and made me shed a tear. Made me shed quite a few. There's lots to do outside the storyline. I was afraid this game would become another responsive, accessible, fast-paced, dumbed-down action game. Well, it's definitely not. It's definitely not. The shooting mechanics and animations are great. Not everyone's cup of tea, though. The game is not the typical AA title with fast-paced action, accessible gameplay. Shooting and movement is slower and more deliberate. Yep, you have to shave and clean yourself if you want to look respectable. You have to clean your guns from time to time to keep them in shape. There is a lot of animations. If you have short attention span, this game might not be for you. Soundtrack's amazing. Summary: this game does not deserve 10 out of 10. I don't know which game that would. No game is perfect. 10 out of 10 cannot therefore refer to perfection. There is simply no other game like Red Dead Redemption 2. Yeah, it is innovative. It cannot be replaced. Nope. With the quality and the fact that it is different and will always stay close to me. This is hands down the best game I've ever played in my life. God, I must stop blubbing. But I'm gonna put my own review. Definitely. I will write a review. Okay. I'll read out my little thing. After my 28.2 hours in the last 2 weeks, but 63 hours on record. And I think I'll end it on this, because I think it's about to end in a second. I have many story-based games on my actual and virtual shelf, from Assassin's Creed games to Fable, Bioshock and back. They all provide an immersive story for you to connect to characters, watch lives change, watch the world adapt and see values, lifestyles, environments, and other things change. Red Dead Redemption 2 is now proudly on my shelf of the completed, but never the departed from my memory. Few games elicit the sort of emotional response as this one did. Everything was beautifully connected and disconnected in a tapestry of a lone individual in the protagonist Arthur Morgan. Every session was different, every experience a wildly changing adventure, from the sublime and glorious to the dark and depressing. By the end of the game, you ask silly questions about how you will carry on without learning the next chapter of the story, or what the main character will say and do next. This game brutally takes that away from you by the end, and you are left feeling empty and sort of wanting more. And that's exactly the way it should be. You don't want more because that's not the way it should be. You can't have any more to say because there is nothing more left to say. You can't ask to feel more because all has been given and nothing spared. That's what you get from a game that digs into the emotional well of empathy and brings you with it until it spits you out to the other side, almost shaking from the roller coaster you have been through. And you thank your lucky stars that you did it in the first place. This game will now sit on my shelf gathering dust, but the memories will linger on in the odd smirk every time I hear of a Midwestern American accent, or watch anything to do with cowboys. The memories will linger on when I hear of the duties and loyalties of people to what they believe in. The memories will linger on when I have to eventually say goodbye to things. God, I'm good. And I will take comfort in the fact that a silly little game helped me feel these things as if for the first time, and never again for the last.
I thought you liked this place.
In the end, the title says it all.
John, I don't like it. I love it.
If you want to see what inner redemption is, then play this game. And play it the way you feel, because you know what I mean when you finish it. You will play it good, most likely. Because deep down you can feel the redemption needed for the character, and for your emotions that are dragged happily behind it. Thank you, RDR2, for giving me the feeling that I haven't felt from an entertainment piece in a long time. It will live on. And I simply finish with the phrase that's mentioned so many times in this game. You're a good man, Arthur Morgan. And that's it. And I think that's the perfect way for it to finish. Way more than I should be doing with this game. And yeah, I was hoping I can show you more Arthur Morgan's grave in this, but I think that's the way I think I should leave it. And if I do, I might sort of screenshot it, really. But I think that's it.
If you're hungry, there's food.
I never lied to you, boy. I met them talking horses in Canada. Brian was his name. There's just one problem. What? Yeah. Horses is boring as hell. Worse than Englishmen. On the one, I got work to do.
Hope you like it. Everything tended to?
I'll do.
Hello, Pa.
And I think it's a good way of ending it, guys. We've had a good time.
This grow's pretty good.
But I think it is time to leave this game. And if you do see my review on Steam, give it a like or something like that. And wherever, maybe I'll find it. Maybe that's what I'll leave it at, really, because really I think it's best to leave it at the grave of Arthur Morgan, because I think that's really the main character that we want to really find, I think. And maybe that's what we'll end it with. Because I can say words, but I think it's much more important that that we leave it. Leave it there. So I'm gonna go there. It's a long old way, but I think that's what we'll do.
Hey there.
Hiya.
Mr. Marston.
Can you believe this?
I'm starting to.
That's what I'll do. I'm just gonna go very quickly to the loo, but it's gonna be a long final ride. So I'm gonna just go to the loo very quickly and leave this to ride on its own. Hopefully nothing gets in the way as we do, because I'd like it to be just one final solitary ride to the grave of Arthur Morgan, and I think that'll be that. And that will bring it. Oh my god! Of course, it wouldn't be a game without making a bit of a mess. Oh, he's
Let's go, girl.
dead. So if something bad happens, hopefully it won't. But I'm gonna leave it just him to go to where hopefully I'm gonna find it. So give me a moment. What the hell? Oh, I see. It's a train. Oh. It's always something going to be in the way, doesn't it?
Mosey on.
Get myself ready because I've got to go soon myself. I've been playing this too long. I had to finish it. I desperately had to finish it.
You got a problem? You want one?
Just what is your deal?
Evening, partner.
What the hell? The hell's your problem?
Get your news here, Valentine.
Just keep doing nothing.
Please just get to the place I'm trying to get to. The horse is not looking happy. God's sake.
You're okay, girl.
Eat the damn pear.
Evening. For you, miss.
There we go. How far have we got to go? Oh, we're almost here. Here it is. Arthur Morgan. It's a beautiful place. They put him. You know, beautifully understated. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness. That, ladies and gentlemen, is it. It's a beautiful place to look at. You can see for miles. You can even see sand near the end. And I think that's going to be the last thing of this game. Beautiful flowers. I hope you enjoyed this game, everybody. I certainly did. And if ever you think of what game that you want to play at some point, well, try this game. If only for something very, very unique. You're a good man, Arthur Morgan.